Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, 10 minutes away from 8 a.m. And that is your chance, the next opportunity, I should say, in the first one of the day, to get in the Q101 pop-up with the Offspring. Come out and play at the Metro next Thursday, the day before they play Riot Fest and do Smash in its entirety. So this is sponsored by our great friends, Wintrust Community Bank. They help us do a lot and get a lot of these free concerts and free stuff to you that shouldn't even happen. I mean, Offspring at the Metro, forget about it. They haven't played there in over 20 years because they've gotten bigger and bigger. So that's coming up at 8. In the meantime, one of our crew members wondering if she's an a-hole for not doing this for her boyfriend in the morning. And I'll just read the message in its entirety to let you know what's happening here. Case thought it was not saying I love you. Kenzie, well, we know what she thought.
Oh, okay. Start my day off right.
How does the guy say that?
Just start my day off right. I don't see what the big deal is. Put me in a good mood for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Kind of right on that.
Let's go to work.
Thank you. Thank you for finally understanding.
Yeah, God forbid. I just want to be happy.
It's a little effort.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to start the day like that.
All right.
You can sit on your knees while you do it. It's no big deal. It's not hard. You can stand up.
Man, I hope somebody makes a movie about Kenzie's life one day.
Shut up.
It's got to be awesome.
Depending on what person you are.
All right, so
movie.
here we go. Let's get to our crew member who has a question. Is she an a-hole for not doing this for her boyfriend in the morning? So she says, I am a 25-year-old female. I've been with my boyfriend who's a 25-year-old male for almost a year. And during our entire relationship, he has struggled with waking up in the morning because of his ADHD. He sleeps through all of his alarms. Maybe somebody, by the way, has that same issue listening. And he sleeps through his alarms, which usually means he is late for work. Sometimes it's only 10 or 15 minutes, but it can be an hour. His boss likes him and has given him plenty of chances. But yesterday he got his last warning that if he doesn't show up on time, he will lose his job. We have had a couple discussions and arguments over this. And he believes it's my responsibility as his girlfriend to wake him up. But I don't. Despite me waking up from his alarms and being able to shove him out of bed if need be, I don't think it's my responsibility. He's an adult, okay? He has known about his ADHD issues since he was a child and should by now have found some method that works. Him making it my responsibility turns me into a caregiver, mother, instead of a girlfriend. This doesn't mean I refuse to help him whatsoever. I've done plenty of research to find alternative methods, but either it didn't work or he refuses to do it. I do wake him up when his alarm goes off, but he decides to go back to sleep right after. Had he not done that, I would have gladly wake him up every single day. I know this is only my perspective and is most likely not true from his, but when he decides to just go back to sleep, it makes it seem like he doesn't want to try. Mm-hmm. Not to mention the fact that he's especially grumpy and angry in the mornings. On several occasions, yelled at me for both waking him up or for not waking him up.
I love that.
That's where it gets tough for him, I'll be honest.
And I don't want to help if he is just going to get mad, even though he doesn't mean it, she says in parentheses. But when his boss gave him this last warning yesterday, I felt so much guilt because I had woken him up and been persistent. Had I done that, he wouldn't be in this situation. So I'm at an impasse. Is it my responsibility? Am I in the wrong for not helping? Or should he, as an adult, be able to do this all by himself? Because I kind of feel like an a-hole, but also not.
But also not.
It is a little bit of a different, confusing situation.
Like, hey, sweetie, you're not going to do that. So, be a bro and, whatever, wake him up.
Can you go fart in his face?
So, I would text and
I can't
say
go because he's got
that.
pink eye.
And then he got mad at me. He's like, oh, I don't need you to take care of me. I don't need you to do... And, he got super mad at me. And I'm like, okay, tough crowd. Especially coming from the guy who's sleeping with other people. I don't know why you're mad at me for that. But anywho. I'm the worst. So I would be like, I don't want to do that because that pisses some people off too. But it's not that big of a deal to go wake his ass up.
It isn't. Also, in your situation being not in the same room, it's harder to text and tell a roommate to go in and do that. You're right next to the person. Yeah. And that's how I say this. I mean, come on, girl. Listen, I get it that he can be an a-hole waking up, and I've, people that wake up grumpy. See, it's different because I leave the house way before Megan in the middle of the night, and she doesn't wake up till much later, of course. But on the weekends or something, if she didn't wake me up for something important, I would be mad. I wouldn't necessarily call her an a-hole. I don't think I'd go that far. I wouldn't throw a shoe at her, rub my butt in her face.
I'm proud of you.
Kenzie's methods. But I do the same for her. Like, I have done that for her when I know, because she loves snoozing and I don't. I hate the snooze. I know it's the devil. When that alarm goes off, you pop up and go to work. This is America. We're going.
This is America?
For her, whenever we've slept in on for something, which is very rare these days, but when we do, she loves snoozing. I hate it. I go, why not just to set the alarm for a half hour later and then get up? Don't do it every 5 minutes because I'm getting just back to sleep and it goes off again. Snoozing is the devil. It's the devil's work. So, yes, she can wake him up, especially if she knew that it was going to lose his job. Because later he'll appreciate it probably. Maybe not so much right now. But come on, girl. You can wake your boyfriend
but
up.
I will say, she should wake him up if it's easy for her. She doesn't need to go out of her way because he's not willing to put in effort. So if it's easy for her, she should wake him up. However, it is his responsibility. She's not wrong, and I don't think she needs to be going out of the way every day. If she's in the middle of the work meeting, she's gonna be like, I have to hop off because he won't wake up. Like, that's, if it's inconveniencing her, like, he does need to be an adult at some point.
Well, listen, we all have sacrifices in relationships, and why can't she sacrifice to wake him up, knowing that it could lead to him getting more money down the road, a promotion, and then she benefits from that? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, listen, you do not want your significant other to lose their job. It becomes your problem.
That's right.
Trust me, like, even if you're being selfish, just wake them up for selfish reasons.
Yeah, wake him up. Come on, girl. What do you think, Case?
No, Brian, how could you possibly side with this guy? I'm going to say something here, and it's going to hurt some people's feelings, but if it hurts your feelings, you need to hear it. Being late is an epidemic in this country, and I do not tolerate lateness. I do not like people that are late. It is a skill that, to be an adult, you must acquire, and to do that, you need to not be a burden on your significant other or anybody else in your life. If you're an adult that can't handle getting up with an alarm clock, that is your own problem that you need to sort out. This girlfriend is not the a-hole. She's not the jerk. She's doing nothing wrong. She needs to teach this guy a lesson.
Here's the deal. She's not doing anything wrong, but that's not how you win in a relationship. I didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, sometimes you go the extra mile for people.
Yeah.
I can't do it with late people. Late people are their own separate issue. They're on their own island. I cannot deal with it. If I was going to run a meeting at 8 o'clock, I would lock the doors at 8:01. If you're not there on time, you're not going to participate.
Thank God you're not a teacher. You would have sucked.
And I say she is doing something wrong. She's not waking him up and making sure he gets off to work. No matter how much grumpy he is, that's what relationships
how
are.
much grumpy.
Does
No,
it?
I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I just think if it's not a big deal, she could help him. If it is a big deal, he does need to figure it out.
I'll tell you what, you guys chime in on this, 312-591-8300. How do you feel in the situation? Are you in this situation? Have you been in it? You know, what do you think? Is she being the a-hole or is he being the a-hole?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. In just about 2 minutes, we will give you that keyword for the offspring at the Metro. The Q101 pop-up, sponsored by Wintrust Community Bank, and of course from Brian and Kenzie, giving it to you. 8 right around this time, we'll give it to you. But we have to get to some phone calls here on our topic. So when we're done with the topic here, we will give you the keyword for the offspring to get you in the Metro next Thursday. So we're talking about a crew member, boyfriend, girlfriend, 25 years old. And the boyfriend's really mad because the girlfriend didn't wake him up for work. He's been late. He's been nearly fired. He's about to be fired. And whether she wakes him up or not, he gets mad either way. Like, don't wake me up or wake me up. But she knows how bad it is with the boss who actually likes him, is trying to give him a break, but it's too late now. He's going to get fired because she didn't wake him up. Who's in the wrong here? I think she's in the wrong. You're in a relationship.
Stop. She's not wrong.
She is being the a-hole here. There's a lot of sacrifices and things in relationships you don't want to do. This is her cross to bear. This is hers.
Okay, listen. It's not her cross to bear. It's literally his cross. He's the one that... My thing is, you're allowed to ask for help in a relationship. My dad sucks at waking up, okay? And he's very responsible. He's not good at it. And he'll nicely ask my mom, could you double check tomorrow? I'm super nervous. I'm going to be late. But if my mom got busy and couldn't, like, it's still his job to set an alarm, he would never be mad at her. It's okay to ask for help, like, see if it's like a big day and you're like, oh, I don't want this habit to leak in. Could you double check on me? But to blame it on somebody else is wild. By the way, I love this text because Rob texted in and he's like, it's not her. He's a grown-ass man. I've been getting myself up for 30 years. And Sebastian Maniscalco skit when he's like talking about how kids are depressed and his dad's like, I've been depressed for 30 years. Get a job. That's
More
like
peop-
so funny.
I think more people are siding with our female crew member here who came in here. This came in from Tiffany in Oak Forest. Checked in. First time texter. So thank you, Tiffany from Oak Forest, and all the new listeners in Oak Forest this morning. She says, boy needs to grow up and take personal responsibility. Geez, Chase is right.
Chase.
That's Case, the producer, who's answering phones right now.
It's called Chase a lot.
Yeah, just so you know, new time texter. Thank you for that. And it's Case, C-A-S-E. But let's go to some phones here. 312-591-8300. What say you on this? And then we'll have the offspring keyword for you. Casey's checking in. Casey, ahoy. What say you on this?
Brian, how dare you?
Oh, boy. Is this my wife?
Oh, my gosh. I have been married to my husband for 13 years, and we dated for 4 before. I used to wake him up. It was horrible. He would yell at me because I didn't wake him up enough. It wasn't on time. If, he didn't get up, then it was my fault, and I said I was done. I don't wake him up. It's not my responsibility. We have 4 kids. I get them up in the morning. He needs to get himself up. He just has to take care of himself. I take care of the kids. He has to get himself up to go to work. It's not my job.
Wait, you got yourself up and 4 kids, and he was mad at you for not being part of that?
Well, so my son, they were supposed to go exercising in the morning, and James is like, my son is like, why don't you wake up Dad? I go, no, that's not my job. Your dad's a man. He can do it himself. And he's like, why not? I said, it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well.
Amen.
Because then it's a constant thing that I have to continuously go there and wake him up because he'll fall back asleep. And then he's mad because he didn't get up the first time. And then it's my fault. It's not on me. It's not on her.
Casey.
Yeah.
Casey, you wake up 4 kids. One more is not a big deal.
Okay.
Wake up one more.
It is when that
First 4.
one more is a 40-year-old man, it's a big deal.
I understand, but as a man, we're still a little child on the inside. You got to remember the little child that's inside. His name's James, your husband?
Not as mommy.
Well, in some ways you are. You have to help out here, help out the household.
In some ways, she's his mom. What
No.
does that mean?
No, not even a little bit.
Oh, my gosh.
Casey, I'm very
Brian.
disappointed in you.
I'm very disappointed in you, Brian. I'm offended.
This poor girl's got to fight at home, and she's got to listen to the radio and fight with you.
Yeah, you had time to fight with me, Casey. You woke up the kids. You could have woke up James.
No.
All right,
Not my job.
we appreciate you standing your ground.
Okay. You guys have a great morning.
Love you so much. Thanks for listening.
She's fired up, man.
Let's see here. Eddie's also checking in. She's still laughing. Eddie, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Long time no talk.
Okay,
Hey.
let's go.
So my girlfriend has autism, and there was one point where I go to work. I'm the dude that works the paper. Remember me?
Oh,
Yes.
So there was a point in time where I would be getting up to go to work, and I would be leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning, and my girlfriend would be going to bed. And then finally, I would get home and she'd be waking up, and it was this constant cycle. And we kind of realized that there wasn't really, we weren't really talking about our emotions too much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There was the fact that there was a lot of drama that was going on, and we just hadn't really addressed much of it. There was also the fact that I wasn't necessarily bringing my son over because there was drama with the baby mama. So anyway,
It sounds like a lot's going on
You
there.
got a lot going on.
yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But anyway, I think these two, nobody's in the wrong. I think they just need to try harder, because it got to a point where we addressed all these situations, and she was still sleeping. She was still sleeping in, not waking up, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, we got all these other things addressed. Now we just have to address the sleep.
Yeah.
It's time for the bucket of ice.
Okay. You threw a bucket of ice on her?
Yeah, to make sure that she woke up.
I will say we got a text. Someone's like, I bet if she woke him up with a taser, he'd start getting up in the morning. Same thought process.
Taser, bucket of ice. Listen, we don't encourage violence. I don't know if that's considered violence, a bucket of
I
ice.
don't know if a bucket of ice is. I'm not sure if that falls under under that.
It's
Yeah.
unpleasant. I know that.
It's not fun. It's not a good time.
No.
I did the ALS ice challenge. It's cold.
Yeah.
It really hurts.
Ice typically is that, Brian.
Yeah, it's cold.
Hot take.
It
This
was
ice is
cold.
freezing.
Matt's checking in. Matt Ahoy, go ahead on this subject. So we had a crew member. The girl doesn't want responsibility to wake up the husband when he's late, and he gets mad either way, whether she wakes her up or not. What do you say on this, Matt?
Yeah, so my opinion is that no one here is really the a-hole because since me and my wife have even been dating, she spent the night. She's even come to me and she's been like, hey, if you go ahead and set a snooze alarm, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to be pissed off at you. I can't have you doing that. So I'm going to literally push you out of bed, take up your side of the bed so you can't come back and crawl in with me. And you're basically forced to go ahead and get up.
I didn't realize these
Well,
wars that are happening.
She kind of wins. She also gets an extra comfy, warm, toasty spot.
Oh,
and
it's
you
so
go to the
good.
bed.
Oh, yeah. So she's definitely in the win here, and I do the same. Me and her, we both set alarms for each other on our own phones, so that way if my alarm doesn't wake her up, her alarm will wake her up, and she'll push me out of bed or I'll push her out of bed because we're both kind of in that situation where we're like, hey, we really don't want to get up because, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and she wakes up at, 6 o'clock. So on my days off, I push her out of bed. On her days off, she pushes me out of bed, and it's just, we get mad at each other for 5 minutes out of the day, but then we really thank each other throughout the rest of the day.
Sounds
That's
like a
partnership.
Yeah, sounds like a UFC fight.
I hope my husband's not listening to this because I feel like my nightstand's awkwardly close to my face, and if he pushes me out of bed, I think I'm gonna bash my face into it. I'd be so mad.
Is that what those dents in your forehead are? Let's before we get the offspring keyword out, Maddie's checking in. So, Maddie, ahoy, what's up?
Ahoy, guys. I am 100% on Case's side. Brian, how dare you?
Yeah, suck it, Brian.
Well, I'm the only one right in the room, so you can take a side if you want, but I'm right. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm ADHD. I'm not a morning person. Waking up has been a struggle for me since I was a child. But I figured it out because I grew up, and I am now an adult who has to get my butt up every single morning to go to work.
Well,
And I had to go to school at 8 a.m. sometimes in college. And it sucked. I get it.
Amen. I get it.
well, I feel the passion in your voice.
It sucks.
It sucked.
Here's the thing. The greatest thing I ever did was I changed my alarm clock noise to a noise I wasn't used to hearing. And that got me up.
What does that sound?
You don't want to hear the most annoying sound.
That was awful.
Dumb and Dumber I was doing there? Okay, Maddie, what's that sound?
When I get up,
What is the sound?
it is just a blaring alarm. It's one of the iPhone General ones, but I didn't hear it before, and now I only associate that sound with waking up.
Okay.
I had this bongo one I used for a while to get me out of bed.
A bongo?
Like, you know what I mean? When it's like they're hitting like a million drums.
No, I didn't get it. Do it again. Okay, let's do it.
Now is your chance to win passes to the Q101 pop-up with the offspring at the Metro in Chicago. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
All right. Had to get to it. So, the offspring, the Q101 pop-up, sponsored by Wintrust Community Bank at the Metro next Thursday. The only way to win is right now, is to win. Usually pop-ups have a line. It's free. You know, we do this for you often. But no, this one, because it's the offspring at the Metro, you got to have a ticket. So text the keyword KID, K-I-D, KID, as you're going to go far, kid. So KID to 312-591-8300. Text KID to 312-591-8300 for your chance to win and get in.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So you have 4 minutes left. This is it. To text in KID to 312-591-8300. That gets you in a chance at the Q101 pop-up with the offspring at the Metro a week from Thursday. KID, K-I-D, to 312-591-8300. We'll do it at 8 o'clock tomorrow as well. So 8 a.m. tomorrow mornings when we give off the word. But I'll keep reminding you of the word this whole hour tomorrow, too. So the whole hour of 8 o'clock, just be here. And then later today, noon, 5 p.m., and 8 p.m., another word comes your way. And I know you're disappointed if you don't win. I know you'll be disappointed when you don't win stuff that we have that's amazing. I get it. We're with you. And like last night, I understood the feeling of disappointment at 6:30. I haven't been this disappointed in anything else all year as I think about it. And
we're pretty deep into the year now.
I know. And maybe you're with me.
It was almost time for you to do a weight loss challenge again. We're so into the year.
Let's not get carried away.
I think we're going to do a weight gain challenge in January.
Oh, well, no, the
then
weight.
he can have such a big shed, you see. That's how he looks at it.
No, the weight gain challenge starts with Thanksgiving through Christmas, New Year's, or just now.
I mean, I think you've been gaining weight since the weight loss challenge.
Before I continue about my disappointment, I did buy at Costco. They had the 3 boxes of the Magnum bars. You know,
I thought you were going a different
I
direction.
was going to say, my man. The black rapper, huh?
You're like, I'm willing to do one workout only.
the Magnum ice cream bars.
Oh, of course. Now honestly, that makes so much more sense with you. If you put 2 different things of Magnum in front of you.
And I tell you, I'm through 2 boxes already. I bought them last week.
What is ice cream bars?
You've never seen the Magnum chocolate ice cream bars? The Magnum brand? Oh,
Yeah,
my.
they look good, are they?
You've never had one either?
I've never had one.
Okay, I'm bringing the last box in.
That'd be great.
I'm going to share them.
Share.
Oh, they're so good. So good. So fattening. Anyway, biggest disappointment all year happened when I heard this last night.
Good to see you too. Welcome. Nice to have you. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune. I am your host, Ryan Seacrest. I still can't believe my luck in being here with you tonight to continue this legacy of this incredible show with all of you. And of course, my good friend Vanna White. Thank you for the very warm welcome. Hosting Wheel of Fortune is a dream job. I've been a fan of this show since I was a kid watching it in Atlanta with my family, and I know how special it is that Wheel has been in your living rooms for the past 40 years. And I'm just so grateful to be invited in. I also know I've got some very big shoes to fill. So let's play Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my
What does that sound? Were you moaning? What is that? What is that? Is that a growl? Did you growl at him when he came on the TV?
That's how I snore.
Oh, just snore.
Did you also get hit with a wave of tiredness just now?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's terrible. And I don't want to be that guy. They
You're
can't.
so being that guy.
I am. I am right here because I deserve it. Because I've put decades in the Wheel of Fortune. I deserve to be this angry.
It's your show. It's only for you.
Well, I deserve this. And this is, listen, I watch it every night. Wheel of Fortune, and especially since Harper's been born, almost 2 years old now, it's become her favorite show, and it's her wind-down show before she goes to sleep. She loved Pat Sajak, and I get it. He done it 40 years. You can't do everything forever. But this was terrible. This was annoying to a point. And
Annoying? How is it annoying? Fine, you thought that was boring.
Did
but
you
how-
just hear that audio?
How was it annoying?
Because he couldn't even get through it without being like a robot. I am happy to be here tonight, and I'm lucky to be here. No charisma. Hey, listen, I respect that he is a polished host. And I watch American Idol, too, with Megan since it started 25 years ago. I mean, I love American Idol. He's great on that.
Is he still on Idol?
He is, yeah.
Take a break, Ryan Seacrest. Good Lord, leave a job for the rest of us.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys, relax. Don't be
Why?
like that.
Why? He
'Cause you're
sucked.
being a hater.
I am being a hater because they picked the
You
wrong
are
guy.
being a huge hater. You sound like everybody who was mad when I got a job here. Things are allowed. People are allowed to work.
That's not
places.
true. You have talent.
This is true.
And you have charisma.
There you go.
You have that stuff.
What
You're
else do I
funny.
have?
You're
Let's just
funny.
do this for a while.
This job required someone funny. You're funny.
You're funny.
Wheel of Fortune required someone funny, and they chose a polished host instead. They took no risk. Let me give you an example. When Bob Barker went away and Drew Carey, of all people, got picked for The Price is Right.
Did you
And
like that?
I love the Drew Carey show. Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
Me too. I used to love that show.
Oh, my God. That show was great.
Whose line is it anyways, too?
That-
Awesome.
yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Great. He was terrible at The Price is Right in the beginning because he's a funny guy that's not a polished host. And so it took him time to get through it. And then he learned how to be a host and the funny guy. And now it's as good as it was with Bob Barker. The Price is Right.
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest is not funny and a polished host. He's not going to get funnier It's not going to
Get
become
funny.
He's not.
Some zingers.
We can talk about that down the road. We'll see what happens. But he's not. They took the safe route and they lost. And just Case's point, he's got every other job.
I know. I got to be honest. I'm not a Wheel of Fortune fan because I'm too stupid to play the game. My mind goes blank. When I play Wheel of Fortune, I feel like English isn't my first language because my mind goes completely blank at every single opportunity to guess the scoreboard, whatever it's called.
The scoreboard.
What's it called?
I mean,
the board with the letters on it.
Yeah, it's the board.
It's just the board. It
Oh, is
doesn't
it the
have a name.
board?
Yeah.
They should get that sponsored by somebody. It should have like a fancy nickname.
Mug root beers. Board of Fortune.
Well, that's another thing, Case. They've changed the graphics. The show looks stupid now. They had this. They had such.
Okay, you're just.
I'm being honest. This is what it is. I'm a veteran. I deserve to have an opinion here.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's use therapy speak here. Brian, why is Wheel of Fortune, in your words, stupid now?
Because now it looks like a 90s type game show where they changed the graphics to spinning wheels behind it instead of the skyline views they used to have. They also show the contestants underneath when they show the board. They never used to do that. And it looks like, what are we doing here? Like, no whammies, no whammies? That's not that game show. It's a different show. And they changed the whole style and template of the show, the graphics, the style, everything.
They did a split screen and they added spinning wheels and you want to light it on fire.
Yeah, it looks horrible. It looks stupid. And they had it perfect. It was perfect. And if I'm wrong, you guys, whatever, you guys can chime in on this if you want to join in the conversation. But there's no one more experienced at this than me. And I'm telling you, they screwed up
You should
huge.
have got the job. What would your opening monologue have been? It is your first day on Wheel of Fortune. You're stepping into these massive shoes. Vanna White is beside you. Harper's watching on TV, and she loved the old version. What are you going to say?
Hey, Vanna, you're looking pretty good tonight.
Okay.
We'll start it right there.
Sexually harassing Vanna out the gate.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.